Hitler's racial hierarchy wasn't just about superiority. It was a blueprint for domination and destruction. At the top, his so-called master race, the Aryans, blonde hair, blue eyes, Northern Europeans he saw as the pinnacle of human evolution. He believed they were born to rule. And everyone else? Born to serve or perish. At the bottom, Jews. He saw them as subhuman, blaming them for Germany's defeat in World War I and economic collapse. Propaganda painted them as manipulators, corrupting society from within. This hate fueled the Holocaust, 6 million lives lost in a systematic genocide. Slavs, Russians, Poles, Ukrainians. Hitler called them Untermenschen, subhumans. His plan, conquer Eastern Europe, enslave the Slavs and repopulate the land with Germans. This was Lebensraum, living space for his master race. The Roma were labelled as racially impure. Deemed asocial and criminal, they were rounded up and exterminated. 500,000 Roma perished in what's now called the Porajmos, the devouring. Black people, considered racial pollutants. Afro-Germans faced forced sterilizations, and Nazi laws banned interracial marriages to protect Aryan blood. Asians were complicated. The Japanese were strategic allies, branded honorary Aryans. But Chinese, Koreans and others, viewed as inferior, useful only when politically convenient. Mexican and Latin American people didn't fit neatly into Hitler's hierarchy. He dismissed them as racially mixed, inferior by his twisted logic. To him, racial purity was power, and a mixed blood meant weakness. Indigenous people were seen as primitive relics, barely acknowledged by Nazi ideology. Hitler admired America's westward expansion, and its treatment of indigenous people influenced his own brutal policies in Eastern Europe. East Indians? Hitler saw them as part of the British Empire's racially inferior subjects. While he hated British rule, he believed Indians were too weak to govern themselves, proof, in his eyes, of Aryan superiority. Hitler's hierarchy wasn't just about hate, it was about power, control, and annihilation. This ideology fueled a war that took over 70 million lives and left scars on humanity that can never heal.